The following is a special presentation of Extreme eSpeed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and eSpeed.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook. 107 Tire and Service Center is your one-stop shop for all your car care needs, and they're now a Cooper Tire dealer. American tires for the American worker. Buy a set of Cooper tires and get free tire rotation and repairs for the life of the tire. They have a 12,000-mile or 12-month warranty on most repairs. Check out 107 Tire and Service Center. They're located at 6256 Irwin Highway, Chuckey, or call them at 423-620-4970. For all your car care needs, 107 Tire and Service Center. Family owned and operated. And their number one goal is your satisfaction. Find 107 Tire and Service Center on Facebook or call them today at 423-620-4970.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway as the FMS Rapid Graphics Smoky Mountain Dirt Nationals are the next stop for the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series here during the 2023 campaign. As always, I am Travis Pierceville, joined as usual with Adam Johnson. And Adam, we come here into Bristol tonight. It was a fun race last year, second annual here tonight, and I know there's a lot of talk about here before we get going racing.
Absolutely. This is the type of track where, you circle on the calendar, you invite your friends and family to this one. You say, hey, tune into this one. I want you to watch all my races, but this is the one that everyone kind of has a little bit of confidence, like, hey, I may have a shot. Anything can happen. This is a wild track. It's one that no one, I don't think, has mastered quite yet. And I think when you look at the standings, this is the perfect time of the year in the schedule. Already a jam-packed month of March we've had. This is that time in the schedule when these races matter, when it can really shake things up. We have such a tight race in so many areas of the point standings. As you see, a little bit of contact there. That's not going to be good in hot laps, but it's only going to get more fierce tonight.
So we have our pre-race show here as we get underway from Bristol Motor Speedway. We've had some repeat winners this year, and we are excited to get moving on here to the latest chapter. And Adam, I know you've got quite the notebook. It's popping open over there on your lap. Let's jump right into it. I know you've got some exciting storylines to share.
That's right. Thrilled to have the notebook back. I had an opportunity to sit down with our race director, Cody Early, and kind of go through some nuggets. And he had kind of a lighter day this week. So happy to share the following with you, including the fact that this is the final race of the winter swing for the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Now, as you know, this series will have the entire month of April off, spring break, mental health, all that stuff, before returning on May 2nd and 3rd for Speed Weeks at USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida, and Lanier National Speedway in Braselton, Georgia. So the season still has 17 races remaining when it returns in May. Plenty of racing and drama to come. Of course, on the sanctions side of things, the Heartbreaker is scheduled for April 12th at Lima Land Motorsports Park in Ohio. It's going to feature the Pro Late models with $100 to win, 75-lap main event. Entry fee, still just $10, and registration information can be found on the Facebook page with the event flyer. That is the Pro Late Model Dirt Series page. You do not want to miss it. Plenty of opportunities right now to still get in there, but you don't want to wait too long. Additionally, we have Buzz building for the first annual Bumblebee 33 right here at Bristol Motor Speedway. That's right, the Pro Late Model Dirt Series will sanction a $133 to win front-wheel drive event featuring the Honda Type R cars. Now, this has been announced as an open setup event. I repeat, an open setup event. Drivers of all I ratings are welcome. It's a 60-driver max event, and 33 will start the 33-lap main event. So there's going to be some hearts broken before the main event even begins. So this all takes place on June 14th, and you can sign up now on the Pro Late Model Dirt Series Facebook page with the event flyer. Now, we do have some breaking news to share. Just broke this morning that the partnership will be ending between Coolray and the Pro Late Model Dirt Series at the conclusion of the 2023 racing season. And, there's no hard feelings here. The Pro Late Model Dirt Series family is going to say goodbye to the biggest and best supporter yet, that being Coolray. Now, the partnership, as many of you know, whether you're new here or you've been following from the beginning, it's lasted the last 2 seasons and has been a huge part of growth for this series. In fact, series owner and promoter Cody Early has announced that work is in the works and has begun for a new title sponsor in 2024, with the results and schedules set to be announced once again this summer at Eldora prior to the 4th annual Buckeye World 100. So, of course, they've been in the news a lot this week with having Josh Williams do a lot for them, but Coolray, want to thank them so much for what they provided this series. We wish them best of luck, and hey, we still have a lot of races left to go with them. And finally, my last nugget is that it's never too early to join the team. Look ahead. That includes the 2023 Icebreaker 100, which is set for December 19th and 20th at the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin. Last year's event, $1,000 to win, and this year's event is already starting to build. We would love to have you. If you would like to help and be a sponsor of this year's event, please message us here at the Pro Late Model Dirt Series or shoot us an email at plmdirtseries@gmail.com. And with that, Travis, man, it looks like a beautiful night of racing at Bristol, and I am excited to once again be beside you in the booth.
Well, a ton of exciting news in the notebook there, Adam, and it is exciting here to be back at Bristol Motor Speedway for the 2nd annual Smoky Mountain Dirt Nationals. Drivers are currently in that driver meeting with promoter Cody Early, and as they prepare for tonight's event, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got Houston Guttering Time Trials here from Bristol. You're watching Extreme eSpeed TV.
It rose from humble beginnings in the Valley of the Sun. A sprint car racer saw the need for racing shirts. And now, the vision of Carl Korbacher has resulted in Arizona Sport Shirts helping racers across America spread their message. For the best custom-designed shirts, hoodies, caps, koozies, and much more, go to ArizonaSportShirts.com. Be part of history. Arizona Sport Shirts, the original racing shirt.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway. It is the Smoky Mountain Dirt Nationals presented by FMS Rapid Graphics here for the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. The latest stop on the 2023 schedule, Adam. And as we come in here tonight, it's really been Tater Williams, Dylan Perry, Austin McGlone. Is there anyone on that list that you think might shock the world and add a win of a new winner here in 2023?
Well, kind of just going off of the odds, when you look at the top 10 standings, we have 4 rookies, 3 of them completely new as of this calendar year to the series. And I'm just kind of playing off of, the odds being that Bobby Rafferty sitting in 7th, Jesse Isidore in 8th, and Caleb Ramsey in 10th. You got to think one of them might slip into victory lane at some point, and maybe not even slip in. I'd say dominate to get their way there. So I'm continuing to watch these rookies, these 107 service and tire rookies, and even Bob Klein. He's missed a race, maybe 2 out of Minnesota, but he can climb his way up there. He's only just a bit behind some of his fellow rookie friends. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 15. 6 in the top 20 of the standings. So I'm on rookie watch right now, but I think the easy storyline, the storyline that is going to continue to be talked about, is that Dylan Perry, Tater Williams, Austin McGlone just slugfest taking place right now. Perry with 3 wins, Williams and McGlone each with 2. After that, no other wins. So they're not going to be the only 3. This is a non-bold prediction, but they are not going to be the only 3 with wins in this series. So. And that's what kind of makes it fun, because that night is coming. We're going to have a shock.
Well, a shot indeed is about to come as we have our Houston guttering time trials. Drivers are headed to their cars, parked there in the infield here at Bristol Motor Speedway, so they're getting ready to go, and we're going to get them lined up here for Houston guttering time trials. We should do groups of 3 or 4 is what we've been doing all season long. So it looks like we've got about 19 cars here tonight. Looking through that list on who may or may not be here, as we see cars entering over there, getting parked on that front stretch. What is pit road for the NASCAR Cup Series? As it looks like Bobby Rafferty's going to be one of those first drivers, and he's been someone that's been fast really all season long, Adam.
That's right. Bobby Rafferty out of Middletown, New York, with his Exiled Esports, Ancient World Gaming, Next Level Racing, Swordog, Premier Racing Setups, Sim Rap Market, Design the Void, FGR Excel, and bucked up with that Bloomquist chassis and J. Dickens engine in there, making his 8th start in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series this season. Rafferty already with 6 top 10s and 3 top 5s. So think of that, only 1 race he hasn't finished in the top 10. So he's making a big splash in this series.
As he makes his way around the track, looking to get his first lap, put down a 16.23. As he'll be the first driver out here on the track, he will not improve. He'll stay a 16.21 as he makes his way around. As we wait, this first group of drivers looks like it's Bobby Rafferty, Jesse Isidore, Tyler Bowman, Brandon Bender, and D.C. Smith.
D.C. Smith back in the league this season as of last week, so excited to say his name and talk about him more this year. Really excited to have him back for what will be about a 21 race run for him if he does all the races.
Bobby Rafferty will improve his time a 16.15, so he will set the pace here as the first driver out. Now on his way out, as you mentioned, is that D.C. Smith. D.C. comes from Washington, West Virginia, B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cuts, FHP Consulting, Chipbanger Racing, Bluegrass Motorsports Media, Goat Farm Posse. That's a Sniper chassis with a Clements race engine. Still looking for his first win here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. I'll tell you what, being here at this NASCAR track of Bristol, this Coliseum that it is, little brother Andy did great work with the camera angles we have here tonight.
He did, and it's a challenge because this is kind of it's a Coliseum, so it's a lot larger and kind of more angles that you can get. So I always respect him being out there. Also out there, Jesse Isidore. That's right, out of Smeltport, Pennsylvania, with Ancient World Gaming, FGR Excel, Next Level Gaming, Bucked Up, and Premier Racing setups. He's got that Barry Race car chassis in there with Drame Racing engines, making his 8th start in the series, 5 top 10s. So odds are he's going to get another top 10 tonight.
He's been a good addition to the series here in 2023, and another one of those rookies that has performed well here to start the year. As we see that next group of cars, it looks like it's another rookie going out there. It's Tyler Bowman. Tyler Bowman from Allentown, Pennsylvania, up there for the PA posse from the Sprint Car Series. That's their neck of the woods. Bowman Renovations, J&M Flooring, Honor Furniture, Schaefer's Oil, Max Pappas Innovations, Hoffman Speed Supplies. That's a CJ Rayburn race car with a Coolray Racing engine.
Out there now, the 25 of Cody Terry out of Gastonia, North Carolina, with ground-bound calls. Spencer Boyd LLC and Combs Cuts with his Longhorn chassis and Clement Racing engine, making his 50th career start in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. 18 top 10s, 4 top 5s in his career.
As Tyler Bowman will shoot to second on the charts, a 16.21. He will not improve with his final lap, so he'll end up second. It's Cody Terry out there makes his final lap. Now entering this half-mile track is going to be the 22 of Brandon Bender from Midford, Ohio. B&B Custom Baits, Limitless Custom Creations, Chipbanger Racing, and Coolray Heating and Cooling. Longhorn Chassis, Phantom Race Engine. Brandon's been a mainstay here on the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series as of recent years.
Also out there, another mainstay, Andy Piercefield out of Ball Ground, Georgia, with his Coolray and Extreme eSpeed TV ride, including Masterbuilt and Comet engines. So Andy also making the big 5-0, 50th career start with 7 top 10s. Talked to him earlier today. He's feeling another top 10 coming. If it's not tonight, very soon, and we'd love to see that here on the Bristol Dirt.
Brandon Bender's time, a 16.25, good enough for third fastest. Andy Piercefield, a 16.66, good enough for seventh fastest. As Brandon Bender will wind it down, Andy Piercefield looks to complete his final lap.
A little bit of a different pace in Houston Guttering Time Trials this time by, as they're kind of getting their own space out there, and just a different feel. We've been at some of these smaller grassroots tracks that it's kind of cool to see. A big Coliseum really shows the parity and just how different some of these tracks are in this amazing schedule that Cody Early's put together.
Now on the track is that 117 of Joshua Johnson from Waynesville, Georgia. Vortex Reps, Branson Woodward Racing, HJR Cinematography, Speed Ranch eShops, Moza Racing, Speed Ranch Shocks. He's got that Ingram Racing engine under the hood.
Also out there, Jordan Van Westen. Out of Del Rapids, South Dakota, with Pizza Ranch, Norby's Bar and Grill, TNC's Self-Service, Rapid Fitness, and Cryer and Blaine with MB Custom Chassis and Sput Racing engines inside, making his 25th career start.
So Joshua Johnson's first time, fourth fastest, 16.26. Jordan Van Westen, ninth fastest, a 16.60. As Jordan Van Westen will complete his lap. He will not improve as now pulling out on the track is Jacob Lassiter. Jacob Lassiter from Dresden, Tennessee. Hot Lap Hero Racing 789 Designs. Max Green, the Sud Shop. It's a Rayburn chassis with a custom race engine. He has one career Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series wins. He's also the league leader in top 10s, top 5s, and starts.
Also out there, Brett Carlton out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida. LTX Home Builders, water experts, and LC Property Investments, and his Rocket XR1 chassis with Southern style racing engines inside, making his 36th career start, 23 top 10s, and 7 top 5s.
So Jacob Lassiter, 4th fastest, a 16.22. Carlton will just edge him with a 16.21. Lassiter's final lap, a slight tick slower. We'll see if Carlton's able to improve upon his time. He will. He'll move up to second, a 16.16, just off of Bobby Rafferty's time.
Yeah, Rafferty's still holding strong up there in the top spot. We talked about the rookies maybe making a splash. This could be the night, but we still have some heavy hitters to go, including McGlone, Williams, and Perry. But Travis, looks like you have our next driver out there.
As the 1C of Colin Boyles from Decatur, Illinois, Building Systems of Illinois, Logitech, Rich DPC, Trimbley and Sun Concrete, GT, Omega Racing Simulators. That's a Kryptonite chassis with a Mullins race engine. Colin out there on the track, and just behind him, Adam, you have his teammate.
That's right, teammate of Brian Boyles out of Decatur, Illinois, with Trimbley and Sun Concrete and that Longhorn chassis with Reunion engines inside, making his 55th career start with 12 top 10s.
So Colin Boyles will be 11th fastest. He's got a 16.58. Brian Boyles will move up to 9th, a 16.36. Colin makes his way around his final timed lap. He will improve. 7th fastest, up there with a 16.27. Brian Boyles will finish his lap as he looks to improve as well. Currently 9th fastest. He'll move up to 5th, a 16.24. Now out on the track is the race promoter, number 3, Cody Early from Greenville, Tennessee. Bass Pro Shops, Johnson City Toyota, Warrior Race Engines, Vortex Wraps, Oakley Sunglasses. He has an ECR race engine under the hood.
Also out there, the defending champion Dylan Perry out of Ringgold, Georgia, with Coolray Rapid Race Graphics, Stealth Racing Carburetors, Harrison Automotive, Newt's Lawn Care, MSW Construction, Trent Bangers Racing, Goat Farm Posse, Extreme eSpeed TV, among many partners with that Longhorn chassis and Phantom Race engines. He's got the most all-time wins with 14, making his 37th career start.
Cody Early with a fast time, 16.21, shoots the 4th fastest, as Dylan Perry will reclaim the quick time, a 16.09, currently tops the charts.
Man, this is what we talked about, how it is insane how sometimes you want to qualify first, sometimes you want to be later. Right now, it's looking like the guys showing up later, they're benefiting. Whatever this track is doing, it's working for these later round Houston Guttering Time Trial drivers. As we see the previous champion before Dylan Perry, Tater Williams out there out of Clifty, Kentucky, with Coolray, Chip Bangers Racing's Combs Cuts, B&B Custom Baits, Banging Sets by CBR, Bluegrass Motorsports Media, among many with that Longhorn chassis as well, and Mullins Race Engines inside, making his 52nd career start, second all-time in wins with 13.
Also on the track is last week's winner. It's the 141 of Austin McGlone. Austin from Hillsborough, Kentucky, Coolray Heating and Cooling, KMJ Graphics, Blue Chip Banger Racing, Project X Coating, and Goat Farm Posse. That's a Longhorn chassis with a Mullins race engine. As his first time will be fourth fastest, a 16.16. Tater Williams, fifth fastest, a 16.18.
They're putting fast times down right now. Every driver within 1 second, though, in 16, really within a half second.
As Tater will shoot to second on the charts, a 16.13. Austin McGlone will stay fifth fastest, a 16.17.
Also out there now, rolling out Caleb Ramsey, one of our rookies out of Lafayette, Tennessee, with Mud Duck Racing. Spartan Transportation Sweet Victory Apparel, Just Blaze Designs, and his Warrior Race Car chassis, and Stephen Fields Racing Engines, making his 8th career start, looking for his 5th top 5, top 10. So, a guy that you're always going to see in the mix, likely to see that tonight as well.
And last but surely not least is that 69 machine of Aiden Young, Dalton, New Hampshire, Coolray Heating and Cooling, Young Gun Creations, Simtrax Broadcasting, Gambler Motorsports. That's a Capital Race engine with an RPM race engine. He, of course, has one victory from last year here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. As he'll be 10th fastest, a 16.25. Caleb Ramsey currently 15th fastest, a 16.33. Aiden Young up to 6th fastest, a 16.20. He'll improve slightly, but stay 6th fastest. As Ramsey will end up 15th fastest, a 16.31. And as you mentioned, some close times within there, Adam. But it's going to be our 2022 Series champion, Dylan Perry, atop the charts here at Bristol for tonight's FMS Rapid Graphics Dirt Nationals. And as Houston Guttering Time Trials comes to an end, we'll get ready to prepare for those carrier heat races here, kicking off our racing action on this half mile in Thunder Valley up in northeast Tennessee. So looking at the times, Adam, you've got Dylan Perry, Tater Williams, Bobby Rafferty, your top 3. Austin McGlone's up there. Brett Carlton, really no surprises in the top 5.
No, it was good to see Bobby Rafferty, though, holding that fast time for really the longest time. And there's some other names up there that jumped early. I'd love to see Cody Early do well in one of these carrier heat races. And, there's some fast time. Even Brian Boyle's getting the top 10, and he was higher than that early before some of the heavy hitters got in. So a lot of names that we got to talk about in this broadcast. And I don't want to say surprises, but kind of something that you get excited to see. Some different names up front as we now get set for carrier heat race number 1, going to be coming up here in just a moment. And what do we got? 19 drivers. So the field varies usually by, give or take a couple drivers. So this is going to be probably the perfect size field for what we're looking at, 16, 17-second laps. Most likely it's going to be a good night of racing.
So Houston Guttering Time Trials is out of the way. Carrier heat races are up next, and it looks like they're getting lined up. Adam, we'll move on to carrier heat race number 1.
That's right, carrier heat race number 1. It'll be led by Dylan Perry and his buddy Austin McGlone. Behind them, Jacob Lester and Colin Boyles, with Cody Perry starting 5th.
So they will get lined up here on the track at Bristol Motor Speedway. As you see, our vantage point high atop, but look at the grandstands packed full, Adam, here for another great showing for tonight's Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series.
Yeah, with this series, we pack the stands out, but we load up, the Extreme eSpeed TV YouTube channel as well. So, yeah, feel free, please do comment. Let us know whether it's winning the Carrier Heat Races, the Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown, the main event tonight. Please do chime in and let us know who you have, and maybe pick a dark horse for us. Give us who you think will win, but give us kind of one to watch. We love to hear your guys' opinion. You've been watching along all season with us, and we've got our statistician feeding us some good information. We got little brother Andy working the cameras, and we've had a little bit of a bare bones crew in some of the most recent broadcasts. Last night it's coaching staff was light working out here, but we made it work.
So they'll get lined up. Austin McGlone, Dylan Perry, two guys that battled it out last week. So it should be another exciting night and quite the way to kick off our Carrier Heat Races here from the Smoky Mountain Dirt Nationals.
Yeah, and I wouldn't print this just yet, but I will say you're going to get some good racing tonight. That's the facts.
We had a great event here last year. Probably part of the reason why it's back on the schedule here in 2023. As the pace truck will pull off, it's Austin McGlone and Dylan Perry getting us started here at Bristol. Side by side, green flag waves, and we are racing from the Smoky Mountain Dirt Nationals.
And notice how they entered turn number 1. There's some sunshine there, so it won't last long, but for the moment, it could get a little bit of sunshine in your eyes. That definitely plays a factor, so watch that here on first turn. That should eventually disappear, but that can be distracting in the eyes as it looks like the sun's already starting to set, so not much of an issue really anymore.
As Dylan Perry's falling back for that second spot, it's Austin McGlone going to the lead. Dylan Perry now has Jacob Lassiter all over the back of him as they get single file the front four. Really nose to tail. You got Lassiter down there on the inside. Austin McGlone, Dylan Perry, though, using that lane up from the slick in 1 and 2. You can see down in 3 and 4 they were going right through the middle of the track.
Insane how spacious this track feels. It's not a large track by any means, but with some of the ones we've been at recently, it just feels like they have some breathing room.
We've had some bull rings here to start the 2023 season, so coming to this wide open, what I would call a super speedway for dirt racing here. It's big, it's wide, and it's fast. As right now, the fastest is that Austin McGlone machine, but Dylan Perry's starting to close the gap at him.
As he normally does, and if there's anyone who knows Austin McGlone, it's a guy who's raced him a ton of times, not only in this series, but other ones as well. Dylan Perry, Austin McGlone. I don't think this is going to be the last time we see these two next to each other. I think the main event is only going to heat it up a little bit more.
So they continue to race. Dylan Perry really being patient and working in on that McGlone machine. Really righting his tire tracks all the way around the track. Peaks to the inside down the straightaways, but no move as of yet. But the white flag will wave this time by.
Yes, it will, and he's got a nose to tail right there, just seeing what air he can pull. If there's any opportunity, he might slip down, but you got to know Austin McGlone's trying to predict every move, so he's trying to stay a step ahead, and he just might.
And he will come out of turn 4. He will claim Carrier Heat Race number 1. It's Austin McGlone, Dylan Perry, Jacob Lassiter, Colin Boyles, and Cody Terry will round out your field. And our first of 4 is complete as we move on to Carrier Heat Race number 2.
And oh yeah, Carrier Heat Race number 2, led by Tater Williams and Aiden Young behind them, Brian Boyles and Jesse Isidore, with Andy Piercefield rounding out the rear.
So they'll get lined up. Tater Williams, Aiden Young.
This would be a good battle right here. Tater, one of our previous champions, with Aiden Young, a guy who's always in the mix right behind him. And Isidore, a rookie we're learning more about. Voiles, a guy who had a pretty decent time in Houston Guttering time trials for one of the earlier drivers. And then Andy Piercefield, kind of feeling it tonight. He seemed confident, so this is a good mix right here. This is a confident group.
Green flag will wave for Tater Williams and Aiden Young as they will fan out. Brian Voiles, oh, Isidore into the back of Aiden Young. Boom! Andy Piercefield into that inside wall hard.
Man, gotta feel for Andy right there.
As you can see, the damage to that 75 machine will pull up that caution, as it was Brian Voiles getting out of shape with this Coolray instant replay.
And it just happened quickly. I gotta see this replay because I really have a hard time understanding what went wrong and how quickly.
We'll take a look here. Little brother Andy struggling with the replay machine. So they head off into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. Oh, and Isidore and Aiden Young made contact. So I don't know why it said Brian Voiles.
Man, and it really got loose there. Man, just a brutal hit right there. Sends Andy, just an innocent bystander.
So they'll get lined back up. Tater Williams and Aiden Young will take us back to green. As we'll start this actually carry race number 2 from scratch.
And if you've been itching for good racing, we're going to scratch that here on Extreme eSpeed TV. As Williams will remain up front side by side with Young. Going to have to see what that damage does to the guys towards the back of the pack. It looks like Pace Truck might be pulling off pretty soon. A little bit of cleanup duty, but there should be back to green in a mere matter of moments. It looks like, and getting closer now, Williams, Young, Isidore, with Voiles and Piercefield behind. A speedy carrier heat race number 1. Caution still out. Looking to go for carrier heat race number 2. I know the guys in race control are working hard right now to get things back on track.
Looks like that Pace Truck will pull off here, and we'll get back to racing action. Next time by, it'll be Tater Williams, Aiden Young, Jesse Isidore, Brian Voiles, and Andy Piercefield all out on the track here in carrier heat race number 2.
And that Pace Truck does indeed come off as the drivers go green. And once again, we are carrier heat racing from Bristol. Good job there by Tater Williams. But a speedy outside run by Aiden Young puts him up front. A rare mistake possibly from Williams, but he'll continue down low. Still gets a little loose and wobbly.
as Aiden Young will continue to lead. He's up front now. Tater Williams in second, Isidore in third, Brian Voiles in fourth, as it's Aiden Young now trying to hold off that 182 of Tater Williams.
Yeah, and I don't know if did Tater maybe make a mistake there. You know, it's kind of like, you know, a third base coach sending someone from second on a single. It's just, you don't see that often from Tater. Mistakes happen, but the key is growth right here. As you see, Tater, a comeback story. It is possible as he's inching closer to Aiden Young.
We're halfway here in Carrier Heat Race number 2. I'm sure Tater Williams is trying to get back up there and make up for his mistake, as no one will blame him for that from his crew, but he's working that outside as now he's trying to make a move on Aiden Young.
Well, the nice thing is, you know, the coaches, you know, his crew won't matter too much when no one's watching. It's just hot laps, but a lot more pressure when it's happening in front of a big crowd like this. And we've reached the final lap now. We'll see if he can close and make up for it.
He's looking to the inside as he and Aiden Young look to make work on this final lap. Tater Williams, similar position as Dylan Perry, all over the back of that 69 machine. They'll come out of turn number 4, and the Carrier Heat Race will go to Aiden Young.
Wow.
Tater Williams second, Isidore third, Voiles fourth, and Andy Piercefield in fifth.
What a run by Aiden Young.
Carrier Heat Race number 3, Bobby Rafferty alongside Cody Early, Brandon Bender and Caleb Ramsey in row number 2, and rounding out the field, Jordan Van Westen. So Bobby Rafferty, one of the rookies that has been consistently a great performer here in the series so far, looks to continue that here going tonight.
Pace truck continuing to take him around. It looks like it pulls off now. Cody Early will take us to the green flag from Bristol, and a little slow of a start. Bobby Rafferty takes advantage. Led most of Houston Guttering time trials for being dethroned late during that trial. Rafferty up top. Ramsey and Bender battling it out for second right now. A very quick-looking Carrier Heat Race number 3.
This one really moving quickly here at the start. Bobby Rafferty, Bender, Ramsey, Early all get single file here up front as Bender's trying to chase down that 77. And Adam, we've seen that all night, that second place car trying to chase down that leader, unable to get to his bumper and make a move though.
Yeah, I think there's still a question of, you know, what's the preferred lane even for the leader. So it's a lot of follow the leader right now. And so far, anybody trying to make drastic moves, whether it's down low or up high, they're just not finding that grit in the ground or that speed to get by and actually make a quick run. So this track, we know, will change throughout the night, but for now, it is a leader's track.
So Bobby Rafferty using that outside line. Bender moves down to the inside. You can see him searching around the track, trying to find something. Ramsey's in third, Early still in fourth as we're halfway here, as this one continues to move that preferred line up and up that banking. as it's Bobby Rafferty coming to 3 to go.
Right, Bobby Rafferty, one of our rookies out of Middletown, New York, making his 8th career start. He already has 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s, so just one race this year where he's not finishing in that top 10, and you got to think with the way he's running right now, if we're not seeing it, if it's not going to be a top 10, it could be a top 5, even better.
So 2 laps to go. Bobby Rafferty continues to lead Bender, currently leading by about 0.4 of a second, and then Caleb Ramsey's a half of a second back on them. As it's a white flag will wave here at Bristol, Bobby Rafferty continues to lead.
Just hits his marks. Got a great separation right now. Got to be feeling really good if you're Bobby heading into the main event tonight.
Bender makes a big move in 3 and 4, unable to capitalize, and Bobby Rafferty will win our carrier heat race. Brandon Bender 2nd, Caleb Ramsey 3rd, Cody Early 4th, and Jordan Van Westen in 5th. As we move on to our 4th and final carrier heat race.
Carrier heat race number 4 will be led by Brett Carlton and Tyler Bowman, with just 4 total drivers, meaning Joshua Johnson and DC Smith behind them, make up our smallest field of the night for these carrier heat races.
So Carlton's been fast all season long. He'll get this one going here on carrier heat race number 4. And then he'll line up alongside that number 75, that rookie.
Yeah, Carlton 5th in the point standing this season, 199 behind our series leader in points, Dylan Perry, but more importantly, he's just what looks to be 31 points behind Jacob Lassiter in 4th, so another battle to watch. We've got Carlton making it to all the races so far this season with 5 top 10s, 3 top 5s even. Behind him, Tyler Bowman got 1 top 5 on the year.
So Brett Carlton and Bowman will get us ready to go here in our 4th and final carrier heat race, 8 laps around this Bristol Motor Speedway. As they make their way through 3 and 4 for the final time here, Adam. And our 4th heat race here at Bristol will go underway as the green flag waves here at Bristol. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing action.
Bowman, the showman, takes the outside, holds a slight lead. Carlton flicked to take it back underneath. Oh, they almost touched, but Bowman able to hold on tight. Things are getting wild in here.
Bowman using that outside line. That's the first time we've seen that with someone making a move on the leader, especially on that outside. Bowman will take over the lead as Carlton gets into the wall. That opens the door for DC Smith on the inside.
Carlton, chaos. Amazed that he's even able to hold on to 2nd right now. Could have been extremely damaging, almost a Piercefield moment.
As you mentioned, this is the 1-year anniversary of chaos going off into turn number 1 here at Bristol last year. We'll see what plays out in that feature, but it is aggressive here in carrier heat race number 4. And our rookie, Tyler Bowman, leads as he's been able to pull away from Carlton.
Yeah, and this track is capable of carnage, and maybe we will see that tonight. I'm not quite sure, but what I am sure about right now is Bowman probably is the healthiest lead we've seen so far for these carrier heat races, and Carlton, after a brief bump with the wall, doing a good job of just holding 2nd. I think with this many laps to go, he may be content with just taking home 2nd.
Well, normally there ain't nothing wrong with a little bump, but Carlton was able to fall back a little bit. Tyler took advantage of it and separated. As Carlton's trying to chase him down, he's got it down less than 0.5 of a second now. Really trying to pick up ground as it's 2 laps to go.
Yeah, and he is grinding down there. He's doing everything he can, but he just can't get that separation. And I think he's going to get a shot. He's going to get a rematch basically when we get to the main event. But for now, I think he's just trying to, squeeze his way through this one and advance to the next.
So final lap, and like we've seen in a lot of these carrier heat races, you have to be patient if you're in second. That's going to be important during the feature as well. Patience as if you're fishing on a glass-bottom boat. As Tyler Bowman comes around, takes the checkered, he will win carrier heat race number 4. And with that, Adam, we will move on to our last chance qualifier.
And the last chance will be led by Cody Terry, with Andy Piercefield and Jordan Van Westen rounding out the group.
As the battle for the final 3 spots in our feature event tonight gets underway.
Really excited to see who can get the win in this one. 3 drivers that have been a part of this series for a good amount of time now, and I'm excited to see one of them get a last chance showdown win.
As they'll make one more lap around this. Green flag waves here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Andy Piercefield used that outside line to his advantage as he pulled.
Andy with a strong lead.
Oh, Jordan Van Westen has troubles back there. As Andy Piercefield continues to lead, he's got about a half a second on Cody Terry here, and it's a good-looking run for that 75 machine out front.
Good-looking run, good-looking car. As you see Andy holding kind of that top line right now, and you never want to get too comfortable. You got to kind of stay white knuckle right now, but Cody Terry still a decent amount behind him where Andy can just hit his marks. Don't worry about stressing just yet, but there are still a good amount of laps remaining, so Andy Piercefield looking good, though, in this last chance showdown.
As he continues to lead. As we have 8 laps to go, this big track, long laps here in this Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. Lap number 5 comes complete, and it is still Andy Piercefield out front. His lead has stretched out to almost a second. You see the gap from him to Cody Terry. And a good run here for that 75 machine as he continues to lead. 6 laps to go, Adam.
Getting separation, too. I think that's what can really give him confidence when he goes back and watches the broadcast. Like, you can see the progression being made right now, and a good confidence booster for Andy. As you see Terry kind of getting some of that dirt that hasn't been touched too much yet, and Andy briefly touching that with the back right rear.
And you come into this last chance showdown, Adam, and sometimes there's 3 cars, sometimes there's 6. But the best part about it, you're battling for that back half of the feature lineup, but you do get 12 extra laps on the track in racing competition, and that can be a factor, especially as you head into the feature. If you have a good run here in the Last Chance Showdown, you try to keep that momentum going into that feature event.
Oh, 100%. And I think we had the chance to talk to Andy. I think he'll take these laps. This is a driver that enjoys the repetition, enjoys the practice he can get in for these tracks. So this is great, and this is going to be just a good way for Andy to finish off this portion of the broadcast.
We talked to Andy the other day asking him what the strongest need is for a race car driver. And having that time on the track and that repetition can definitely help feed that strength as he takes the white flag. As he has stretched his lead out to 2 seconds. A nice run here for Andy Piercefield in our Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. He will win at Bristol as the field is set. Andy Piercefield, Cody Terry, Jordan Van Westen. And our feature lineup is complete for tonight's Smoky Mountain Dirt Nationals at Bristol.
Heck of a run there from Mr. Piercefield, the GOAT out there. That's something to be proud of right now as we, head into the next part of the race with the feature coming up. I'd love to kind of get a quote from him if maybe we could I don't know if he has time to text between commercial breaks, but I'd love to get kind of his feelings of how he goes into this next portion of the night.
And with that, we'll take a quick commercial break. Drivers are going to get ready, prepare with their teams, have a quick little meeting with the race promoter. Get ready for the Smoky Mountain Dirt Nationals here from Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have racing and your pre-race festivities from Bristol, Tennessee. You're watching Extreme eSpeed TV.
We take many precautions to stay protected. Online protection requires the same amount of precaution. Cybercrime is a $6 trillion industry. Roughly 158 people fall victim to this type of crime every second, and a business will be compromised every 11 seconds. In the last 3 years alone, the number of malicious websites has increased by 130%. Bottom line, you need protection from someone you trust. Call Computer Pros for protection plans as low as $4 a month.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
107 Tire and Service Center is your one-stop shop for all your car care needs, and they're now a Cooper Tire dealer. American tires for the American worker. Buy a set of Cooper tires and get free tire rotation and repairs for the life of the tire. They have a 12,000-mile or 12-month warranty on most repairs. Check out 107 Tire and Service Center. They're located at 6256 Irwin Highway, Chuckey, or call them at 423-620-4970. For all your car care needs, 107 Tire and Service Center. Family owned and operated. And their number one goal is your satisfaction. Find 107 Tire and Service Center on Facebook or call them today at 423-620-4970.
That's right, Austin McGlone up front, side by side with Aiden Young. Row 2 of Bobby Rafferty and Tyler Bowman. Third row, Dylan Perry and Tater Williams, our defending champs. And then Brandon Bender and Brett Carlton, with the top 10 being Jacob Laster and Jesse Isidore. Behind them, Caleb Ramsey and DC Smith. That seventh row of Colin Voiles and Brian Voiles. Cody Early, Joshua Johnson, and row 8, row 9, Andy Piercefield, our last chance showdown winner, side by side with Cody Terry and Jordan Van Vesten, riding out the rear. Like to pick a peck of peppers is what I'd love to do, but I will tell you that Bobby Rafferty is my pick. I talked about the rookies earlier, and he's been strong ever since, practice. So I got to go with Bobby Rafferty. It's a pick I haven't made yet this season, but he's showing that he was able to get separation. And speaking of, you got the drivers working on that 4-wide salute right now. Love to see us in front of a packed house in Bristol. Coliseum awaiting entertainment, and it starts with that 4-wide salute. Yeah, and one thing that's a little interesting, it doesn't feel like it's been a really long time since we've seen McGlone and Williams and Perry out there, making laps on this track. Is there a cool down period effect? Is it going to take a few laps for those cars to get back into really the rhythm? So these are experienced drivers. Don't imagine it taking too much work, but I will say I don't think we're going to see the best right on these first couple laps. I also don't think I think there's going to be some bumping. And just banging of sheet metal, and I think it's going to be a little beat up towards the end of this race. But side by side right now, getting closer to going green. I think this middle of the race, I'd say lap 10 to probably 35, you're going to see some of the best racing with cars at peak performance, but damage does certainly hamper some of these drivers. You saw what it did for a moment to Andy Piercefield, but he was still able to really bounce back and have a strong run in his last chance showdown. And we had the chance to actually talk to him during the last commercial break before the anthem, and you could just hear how excited it was in his voice. Just, he left us speechless, quite honestly, and it was just really fun to kind of hear the excitement in his voice getting it checkered. And a smoking start there for Austin McGlone. And much like what we saw all night, if you're leading, you're in a pretty safe spot. You're getting to pick where you want to go and not fear too much about what the guys are going to have to do to really catch up to you. And it's about 2 by 2. We haven't seen much 3 wide just yet. Great having that fence there, though. Avoids carnage.
Carlton up into the wall. And that will stop the track here as we get out of this Coolray instant replay.
Look at that. He's still stuck on the fence, having some trouble. Might need to get the truck out there. I've never seen this in this series so far. He is really locked in.
So they will get back to lined up here, as that one happened early here in this 50-lap feature event. Austin McGlone was able to pull out to the front as Bender and Carlton both pull into that work area here during our first caution of the night.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if McGlone's able to get that same restart, I think he's going to be in a pretty good spot. This doesn't feel like a track that, and I could be wrong, but my gut's telling me we're not going to see the type of action where you're getting a ton of lap traffic. We'd have to really have a long green flag run. I just don't foresee that happening. But that's kind of some comfort there for Austin McGlone, or really anyone who's leading this race, is you don't have to think too hard about that. And even if you do, it'll probably take some time to even get to lap traffic. So obviously they're not thinking about it at this point. They're worried about the guy immediately right behind them. But I'm just trying to think ahead. We got a lot of thinking going on in race controls. They want to make sure everyone's in their correct location before we restart.
So they'll get lined back up here. Austin McGlone looking to pick up another win here during the 2023 season. As you see Aiden Young behind him, you know he's hungry. He's had a very successful coast-to-coast racing winter season. They now moved into their spring season. But someone that over in that series has been very successful. And you know he wants to show what he can do here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. So they continue to work on this lineup before we go back to green. Of course, shout out to Clinton and Melvin and Race Control, always doing a great job.
Often a thankless job, but pretty sure no drivers are going to be parking it on the start-finish line tonight and hopping out of their car, unless they're in victory lane.
So we will see them get lined up. Austin McGlone, Aiden Young take us back to green. We're back to racing at Bristol. Green flag is out. As you can see, they get back into early race formation here. Tyler Bowman to the inside. He'll get a little bit shakes coming out of 2. That opens the door to Rafferty on the outside. As the leaders now jump to the inside, that first run, everyone was trying to get to that outside. See if some guys move around here as now Austin McGlone moves back up to the outside.
Yeah, and I think the biggest risk of caution is at this very point of the track, when they kind of have to pinch back up. You'll see they have plenty of ways to just kind of fan out, but you'll notice everything's good, everything's good, everything's good, and then right about here, when they start to pinch up back together, luckily a lot of single file right now, but when you get 2 by 2, one guy gets a little loose and kind of turns you. That's exactly how you kind of get caught in the fence, like what we saw with Carlton.
As they get into a rhythm now, Tyler Bowman gets a little shake down on that inside line, unable to make it move up to the front. Is now Aiden Young, Dylan Perry lead a line down to the inside, as Dylan Perry looks to the inside of Bobby Rafferty.
A lot of single file right now, guys kind of scheming their next move. 8 laps in. Slowly ticking by as we got a little look there quickly at Cody Terry.
Brett Carlton and Jesse Isidore, they're side by side back in the pack. Carlton will slide up, Isidore will cross him over down the backstretch. This is currently a battle for 13th that Carlton has taken over.
And really, Isidore, it's the exact type of thing we saw during his carrier heat race that led to that really early caution. I believe it was carrier heat race number 2, so Isidore doing a good job recovering on that one. And you look at these middle of the pack battles, and so often there are dozens of opportunities that the caution flag could come out, but these guys do such a great job. They're such skilled drivers in this series that really there's so many cautions that don't end up happening because of the quick reaction times.
As Lassiter looks to the inside of Bowman, here working lap number 12. And Adam, we saw it earlier in the year, with this big, wide, fast track, this has the makings of a long green flag run here during this 50-lap feature event.
It does, and I'd be curious to see if there's enough of a gap, enough of a takeaway from the first guy being, well, right now, Austin McGlone. Are we going to get lap traffic? I didn't initially think so, but yeah, I mean, the way they're kind of fanned out right now in space, a little bit of contact wheel to wheel. No, nothing too bad right there, but it's starting to heat up.
This 4-car battle, as it's really 12th place on back, 11th Terry runs, as Carlton trying to work around Brian Boyles. He has Isidore but behind him, so they are there. Andy Piercefield now enters the picture. And you can see the trouble Carlton's having. Brian Boyles down there on the inside. Carlton trying to move around. He clears him finally and goes right into the attack on Cody Terry.
Yeah, that was not easy for him to get around. Brian Boyles did a good job of avoiding any contact. And kind of like once you get by one, it's, all right, what do I got to do next? Ooh, almost gets turned a little bit there. Terry.
Terry and Carlton, very tightly contested battle there. Not leaving much room, but taking everything in. Oh, and Terry!
Back up! Back up!
Into the infield wall. And we'll take a look at this with a Coolray.
Gets bumped there. Looks like could that have been the 41 of Voiles, possibly?
And that was part of that battle we were watching. Cody, Terry, Brian Voiles, and Brett Carlton.
Almost like they drive a shame heading down pit road for some repairs right now, but no reason to be ashamed. They were putting on a great show. Really cool that we had that locked in on Extreme eSpeed TV live when it went down, and severe damage, you got to think, to some of those vehicles. It's going to take some time, and put some Bondo tape, put some sort of tape on there that hopefully sticks, gets those guys back out there.
So we will get this lineup sorted back out. Out front it was and is Austin McGlone, the leader. And really, we were back in the pack. The front had stretched out. There was plenty of space. We were watching the tightest battle on the track. And now with 18 laps complete, we continue to tick them away here. 50 laps will make up the Smoky Mountain Dirt National, presented by FMS Rapid Graphics.
As a reminder, just some previous notes from the notebook. This is the final race of the winter swing for the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, and as a reminder, we'll have the entire month of April off, so we're trying to enjoy this kind of racing as much as we can before we return on May 2nd and 3rd for Speed Weeks at USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida, and Lanier National Speedway in Braselton, Georgia. So, after this week and next, just 17 races remain. Still a lot of action, but man, it's starting to tick away right now. So are these laps, and we had a pretty good green flag run tonight here. McGlone clearing away your leader. If he can get a similar restart, he'll continue that pattern.
As Austin McGlone will line up alongside Aiden Young. As they get ready to go back to green. As they get lined back up, we'll zoom out and show this latest restart here from Bristol. 2x2 throughout the field. Austin McGlone takes the green flag. We're back to racing action here. He'll jump up to the outside line here quick. It's Bobby Rafferty on that inside. You've got Dylan Perry third in line on the outside, moving up along that 77. And very quickly, we're back to racing action here, Adam.
Absolutely. Thanks to our race officials for clearing things up and clearing away. Austin McGlone is your leader still. Aiden Young doing a good job tracking him down. We have yet to see through all stages of our events tonight a guy come from second to first and kind of overtake the leader. It's really proving to be difficult, but that just shows if you can capitalize on a restart, you deserve that top spot.
You can see Bobby Rafferty and Lassiter down on the inside. Rafferty forces it in there right in front of Ramsey. He was losing ground. He lost about 3 positions. As now Lassiter, we'll see if he tries to stick it in the outside line.
And it's going to be harder than it looks right now, as McGlone still holds that lead. Bowman, look at that. You have 3 rookies in a row. Bowman, Rafferty, Ramsey. 5th, 6th, and 7th. Rafferty overtakes Bowman for just a moment. Oh, almost a little bit of contact there. Wow, they are fighting hard there, the rookies.
As now Lassiter enters the picture. Behind them, it's Colin Boyles trying to make a move on Jesse Isidore. Now Isidore will try to return the favor as he moves to the inside of Colin Boyles.
Starting to get a little racy right now. More than what we saw. Is it looks like that top line is prefer line. And subtly, you've got Dylan Perry in third, a name we may have not said for a good amount of time now. Tater Williams also a threat still, but McGlone and Young doing a good job of maintaining their speeds and really just pulling away.
Watching the tightest battle on the track currently, as it's Colin Boyles and Carlton as Joshua Johnson enters the picture. Back in the pack, there's more, and the caution flag will come out. And we'll take a look. It looks like it's DC Smith, latest caution. It looks like he and Brian Boyles make contact, and that puts that DC Smith machine into the wall. But we did make it to the halfway mark, Adam.
That's a big deal right now. Is the track has, I feel like, gotten a little bit more advantageous for the guys battling in the middle of the pack. I don't know what it is about that leader, but and maybe I'm discrediting right now, and I don't mean to, but Austin McGlone just dominating right now. Goes without saying, if McGlone can win this, he'll be tied for wins this season with Dylan Perry, kind of leapfrogging the guy he was behind last week in Tater Williams.
So they'll get lined back up, and Adam, don't look now, but that 2022 champion is going to start on the inside.
Oh, man. Tater Williams, though, not far behind him. I think those guys are kind of inseparable tonight, so if one moves up, you got to think the other one moves up a spot as well. Another piece of news, since we have a little break in the action, the next sanctioned event, the Heartbreaker, scheduled for April 12th at Lima Land Motorsports Park in Ohio. Will feature the Pro Late models with $100 to win, 75 lap main event. Entry fee being $10, and registration information can be found on the Pro Late Model Dirt Series Facebook page with the event flyer.
As they get lined back up, set to go back green here halfway in this Smoky Mountain Dirt National. They get lined up 2 by 2 throughout the field. Halfway, Adam, and we'll see what the rest of this 25-lap feature event plays out. As up front, they're ready to go. Dylan Perry, he's hungry, ready to go. He's going to get denied by McGlone as he missed the jump there. He's quick to recover, though, as Aiden Young is up ahead of him, looking to the inside of Austin McGlone. But here as they get to the 24 laps to go, it's still Austin McGlone out front.
Yeah, Perry may have jumped it a little early. No issues coming out as the caution comes out, though.
Looks like Cody Terry and Brian Voiles included in this one. Oh, Jordan Van Westen as well, as you see the 3 of them there at the back make contact. The caution flag will wave, our 4th of the night.
More series news. We have the Buzz building for the first annual Bumblebee 33 right here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Pro Late Model Dirt Series will sanction $133 to win front-wheel drive event featuring the Honda Type R cars. This has been announced as an open setup event. meaning the driver of all I ratings are welcome. So whether you're just trying it out for the first time or you've been doing this for years now, come and give it a shot. It's a 60-driver max event, so we will stop taking reservations and registrations when that max is caught up with, and 33 will start the 33-lap main event. A reminder, it'll take place on June 14th this summer, so sign up now on the Pro Late Model Dirt Series Facebook page with the event flyer.
So we will get lined back up, ready to go here. And that pace truck will pull off Adam side by side. Austin McGlone will jump on it as he's got Tater Williams to his outside. Aiden Young will start in row number 2. Dylan Perry's third in line to that outside. And there's some drivers throughout the field looking to make quick work here on this green flag.
Oh, man, Dylan Perry close to getting that run he wants right now. He got the high line, which is the preferred line. And just like that, he's back on the podium for the moment with the third-place spot. Gotta feel like Aiden Young is itching to get back up there, though, as Tater Williams seems to have, for the moment, taken his spot as it is the heavy hitters, McGlone, Williams, Perry, your top 3.
Aiden Young showing that being on the inside is a disadvantage. Oh, there's contact. Austin McGlone goes around, up across the track.
Oh, boy. Carnage completely all over the Great Coliseum.
And we will bring up that instant replay.
Has to be the biggest one.
As you see, Tater Williams had a run. Austin McGlone, was out of shape already. Dylan Perry, great move. Aiden Young goes around. Caleb, Isidore, Bender, DC Smith, Colin Boyles, Andy Piercefield does a great job. Cody Terry does a great job missing it. You were either in it or having to make a heck of a maneuver to miss it, Adam.
Just, my heart's breaking right now from Austin McGlone. Clearly, the fastest driver. He got a little loose there, a little wiggly, headed towards the start-finish line. And, you got a guy who has a better run behind you and just got him sideways. And it was less damaging the initial reason the crash started. And really, it was the after effects, the ripples that came from that. The butterfly effect that just destroyed so much of the field. So, an interesting top 3 at the moment. Williams, Perry, Lassiter with Young. We'll see if he can get back up there, but just heartbreaking for a couple of guys who, for the first half of this race look clearing away like the best cars.
So we'll get them lined back up. That'll definitely shake up some things up at the front. As you see, row number 3 now has Bowman and Caleb Ramsey in it. Isidore will line up 7th. As Clinton and Melvin continue to work through this latest carnage situation.
Might as well have a good time to bring out another announcement, being that it's never too early to join the team. That's right, the 2023 Icebreaker 100 set for December 19th and 20th at the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin. Last year's event paid $1,000 to the winner, and this year's event is already starting to build. We'd love to have you. If you'd like to be here or sponsor this year's event, please message us at the Pro Late Model Dirt Series or email us at plmdirtseries@gmail.com as they are back to green.
Tater Williams now out front. Dylan Perry behind him. You see Bobby Rafferty, Lassiter, and Tyler Bowman racing tight. That's a battle for 4th. As we're under 20 laps to go, only 19 laps to go here in the Smoky Mountain Dirt National.
Yeah, they are all over the track. As soon as that green flag waves, it looks like caution comes out.
So caution flag will come out. Little brother Andy Diggs for that latest replay. Looks like Cody Cody Early involved. Ooh, and he just slides up into Brian Boyles there. Around they go. Austin McGlone slips on by. Ooh, hard hit for Cody Early as he comes down there up on the outside wall.
Caution's breeding cautions right now, I'll tell you what.
So we're under 20 laps to go. You look up front, Adam, you've got Tater Williams, Dylan Perry, Jacob Lassiter. Obviously that front two has a lot of wins here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Row number 2 has 1 combined. That's Lassiter. And then Rafferty, Bowman, Carlton, Ramsey, Isidore, all looking for their first career win.
You know, we're setting up to have a really unique finish here when it comes to really the top 3. You lose Austin McGlone, so unless he's able to work his way up, it's going to be a different top 3 than I think we've really talked about most of this race, right? You know, Lassiter, I still have Bobby Rafferty as my pick, and he's sitting 4th right now, so I still have this glimmer of hope with still a lot of laps remaining that Bobby can be the first rookie to win, outside of McGlone, of course, but first rookie that's completely new to the series this season.
As Tater, Williams, Dylan Perry will continue their 2023 battle here at Bristol, as we'll have 18 laps to go when we go back to green. And these are 2 drivers we've seen go back and forth all season long. As we'll make another lap around here at Bristol before going green. As they'll make their way down the backstretch, get ready to go back to green. Green flag waves. Tater Williams will take advantage as he's the control car. Dylan Perry will fall in line behind him. As you've got Lassiter to the inside, he's going to see if he can make that inside line work, or see if he jumps up there, which he will. For a moment, he'll jump back to the inside, looking to move on Dylan Perry.
Oh, man, it looks, in that, final turn, it looks like a lot of the drivers are getting a little loose, a little wiggly. We saw what it did for Austin McGlone, which was not great. McGlone, though, all the way up to 13th. He still has a fast car up to 12th right now, so he's working his way. He's doing his best at the moment with 16 laps remaining.
Oh, and speaking of, there's contact. Colin Voiles goes around Cody Early, Brian Voiles, Cody Terry. Big wreck there. Cody Early on his lid in turn number 1. And we'll bring up that latest replay. As we'll take a look here. Ooh, Ramsey got up into that outside wall. Colin Voiles, Austin McGlone. Nowhere for Cody Early. Brian Voiles to go.
And final piece of series news, do want to share that there was breaking entitlement news earlier with the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. You can check that out on the Pro Late Model Dirt Series Facebook page. Don't want to spoil it at all. We brought it up on the notebook. But definitely a lot of exciting things going on, some bittersweet things going on, but all good things going on in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series.
So they will get them lined back up, ready to go here. 15 laps to go when we go back to green. As they get lined back up, Tater Williams, Dylan Perry, row number 1. Ready to go.
We still have Rafferty just hanging on the outside. I still think we're getting a podium out of him.
So line back up, ready to go as they head down the backstretch here before going back to green. And you can feel the intensity cranking up, Adam, as the laps wind down.
These are precious laps right now, especially for these guys in the middle of the pack who felt like they had a shot. It looks like we're about to go green.
Green flag waves. Tater Williams will jump to the outside right in front of Dylan Perry. Lassiter and Bowman to the inside. Dylan Perry will jump down here early, try to make a move on Tater Williams, but Williams will have the momentum down the backstretch.
As they're flying right now, a lot of dirt, a lot of guys riding that top line of the wall. It is Williams, Lassiter, Perry. Oh man, you see Lassiter just maybe dove a little too much. Perry looking to capitalize and take over second. He does. It is now Williams, Perry. Caution comes out.
It looks like Joshua Johnson involved, this latest incident. He's up there to the outside. Oh, and it looks like Colin Boyles comes on up. Almost couldn't even see the contact here, but they did. So they get ready to go back to green. So Melvin and crew will get us back going. As we will have 14 laps to go. As things are turning up. And you gotta think some of these guys are looking for maybe a long green flag run here, so that they can make some moves up through the field. Green flag waves as Tater Williams will jump out front as the control car. Lassiter in that second spot. Dylan Perry trying to make that inside line work, especially as we go green. Nobody's been able to do it quite yet, as he'll fall back in line, shoot to the top of the charts. Now he's got Bobby Rafferty to his inside. Plenty of racing action from front to the back, Adam.
I'm telling you, Rafferty has the speed in his car. Does he have the time, though? As it looks like Williams making a move on Lassiter, takes it right back. Perry holding third, but feeling that Rafferty intensity right behind him. Oh, it looks like Lassiter jumps right back in front of Williams. Let's see if he can hold it. Will it stay tight enough? It just might. Wow, what a move by Lassiter to take it back.
And we quickly have a 3-car battle up front. Williams trying to make a move on the inside of Lassiter, unable to do so yet, as now Dylan Perry will take over that second spot from Tater Williams. They're down the backstretch, 10 laps to go.
And Tater trying to take it right back and do exactly what Lassiter did to him, but Perry has enough really stickiness on those tires to get by, and my goodness, not sure what's happened to Tater in these last few moments, but he's going to have to watch out and make sure Rafferty doesn't get by him.
Lassiter loving this as he's got that battle behind him between Tater Williams and Dylan Perry. As we have 8 laps to go here at Bristol, and Lassiter is separated from Dylan Perry. Dylan Perry has momentum down the backstretch as he tries to close that gap.
And meanwhile, you have McGlone sneakily back into the top 10. Wouldn't be shocked if he could find his way to the top 5. But man, time is running out as it's dwindling in these final moments.
You can see Dylan Perry using that outside line, really closing that gap on Lassiter. You got to wonder how long before Lassiter tries to jump to the outside. As now he's got Dylan Perry right on his rear going into 1.
Oh man, Lassiter's got to be white knuckle driving right now. Every single move he makes is being hyperanalyzed by Dylan Perry, who's breathing down his neck.
Dylan Perry trying to make a move. Lassiter holds him off now. 5 laps to go. All over his bumper. Lassiter continues to use that middle line, especially through 1 and 2. Dylan Perry gets momentum. He'll go to the inside through 3 and 4. See if he can complete a pass on Lassiter. He does. Lassiter will cross him over. They're side by side with 4 laps to go.
Side by side, and it's looking more like Lassiter's driving defensively than offensively, just trying to react. This is where Perry's going to get him, though. He's going to have to try and get back if you're Lassiter and get underneath him.
He'll try to move over. He will get alongside him. 3 laps to go as they continue to cross it over back and forth. Lassiter will take over the lead. Now Dylan Perry looks to his inside down the backstretch.
Back and forth, back and forth. It's going to probably come down to the line. A little bit of contact there. That puts Lassiter in a really compromised position. And Tater Williams to the lead.
Tater Williams to the inside of Dylan Perry now. Perry has the momentum. As now Lassiter pulls up alongside Williams. Less than 2 laps to go, and it's Williams and Lassiter going to try to chase down Perry as the white flag comes out.
White flag. Perry made his move at the perfect time. He hits his marks one more time, and he is going to be your winner again.
They've got Jordan Van Westen, but it won't be enough. Your winner at Bristol's Dylan Perry, Tater Williams second, Jacob Lassiter third. Bobby Rafferty will bring it home 4th, Aiden Young in 5th.
Unreal type of finish to that race. The lead changes we saw, just insane. As McGlone comes home 9th, got to have a little bit of a sour taste, but nonetheless, what a show. Look at the dirt on that machine.
So Dylan Perry will win yet again. And the best part, Adam, is we'll get to talk to those 3 drivers that really put on a show here at Bristol tonight. Dylan Perry, Tater Williams, Jacob Lassiter, your 3 podium finishers here from Bristol.
Absolutely. As we await the opportunity to talk to Jacob Lassiter, it looks like Lassiter's now in the waiting room as we'll bring him in. And we are joined now by Jacob Lassiter. And Jacob, my goodness, I am not even going to try and guess what you are feeling right now. Take us through those final moments, and how are you feeling?
Right now I'm pretty exhausted. My heart's pounding. It's a razor edge, man, trying to hit that line. And, it was a heck of a run. It was a good race for sure, and good, clean race. Dylan, he parked it on me just a little, but he didn't do anything that he didn't need to have to do. I mean, he had me cleared. And just hard racing in the slick at this place. I was worried that as the more green flag laps we got, that top would start to eventually continue to run in, and sure enough, it did.
You had about 7 laps to go, and it started. When really Perry started to really creep up on you, and is that something you talk about being exhausted. Obviously, you had to have been feeling that pressure. But when you guys started swapping kind of just slide jobs, going back and forth, did you kind of have a sense like, oh no, this is probably not going to end up going my way?
Not really, man. It's just a matter if you hit your line, hit your mark just right. And I, I've said before, I'm not a slider guy, but when you get in that situation, especially at a track like this, you don't really have any choice. And I knew once we got into the slider situation, it would come down to who would make a mistake. And like I said, really, I checked just a little for him, like I said, to let him in because it doesn't matter. I'm not going to wreck none of us up front because I think I started in eighth or ninth or something like that. So when you get to the front and the points are so tight, and I didn't want to lose anything as far as points go, and I didn't want to do anything to jeopardize just trying to get a win. There's no money on line or anything.
So is this the type of race then? Is when you go to bed tonight, are you going to be replaying certain moments, or are you pretty at peace with where you finished with the podium?
I mean, I'm happy, man, to start back where we did, and we figured a little something out right there in that about halfway through, and that line come in, and it actually was really good on the restarts. And then, like I said, the longer it stayed green, the top side kept getting that momentum up. And like I said, I knew he would be coming, but like I said, I'm not going to hang my head over it. I think last week was a bigger disappointment, but we're moving from last week into this week, and for a track that I do not like really at all. I had a buddy, Brandon, who's really good here, and I got with him some this week, and we did a little bit of practice just to try to come up with something, and it certainly helped me. I don't think I'd have been up there competing for the win if it wasn't for that.
Well, like you said, you moved up what looks to be, by our math, 6 spots. So heck of a run. I want to give you a chance before we let you go to shout out your partners, of course.
Just got to thank all the guys at Hot Lap Heroes, my buddy Brandon Marlowe for all his help this week trying to get ready for this deal. I got to thank 789 Designs at the Wrap on the Car, Max Greens, Sud Shops. I got to thank, of course, you guys for the broadcast, Cody for putting the league on, and the admins that control this deal. It's not an easy deal, and they handle it about as best as you can, about as professional as you can. So we can't thank them enough for that. Give a shout out to Tater and Dylan. It was a heck of a run up front. Can't ask for no better to have a clean race, man, when it's that tight. So hats off to them as always for running clean. And I got to thank, as always, the wife for taking care of the little one, because if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't be possible.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate the time. And Jacob, congrats on a strong performance, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
Sounds good.
That's Jacob Lassiter, our third place finisher. Now joining us up in the booth, it's our second place finisher, Tater Williams. Tater, you ran up front all night. Obviously, you and Dylan, and then Jacob joined the party. Walk us through that battle for the lead, really, all night long.
I don't really know what happened. I was just unaware of the track on that restart, and it really cost me one. So we'll just go back and look at the tape, I guess, and see what I could have did different.
It seemed like if the leader was up front in that outside line, it was tough to get up alongside of him and complete a pass. When you fall back to third, what was your plan and what were you trying to do to get back up there to the lead?
I knew the top was going to be there for me, but I just started railing it too soon the way I needed to, or too late the way I needed to, and maybe if I would have did a little sooner, it would have gave me a shot at Dylan, but who knows.
So as you look at the start of the season, what are your takeaways? Do you stay with the positives of the wins you were able to pick up? How do you feel as we head into a little break here and then into the summer season?
I'm super ready for this break after last weekend, how that race went, and of course how tonight went. Felt like kind of had this one wrapped up in a way, but I guess you don't count your chickens before they hatch. So yeah, I'm ready for this break, and don't plan on picking the sim back up any.
Well, we will look forward to seeing you back here next week before that break comes in. But a great run here nonetheless. A second place finish, Tater. What sponsors would you like to give a shout out to tonight?
Got to give a huge shout out to Andy Piercefield at Coolray, all the guys back at CBR that helped me. Extreme eSpeed TV, you guys, you do an amazing job. Combs Cuts, B&B Custom Baits, KMJ Graphics for the amazing wraps he puts out for me, and just everybody that supports me.
Well, congratulations, Tater. We look forward to seeing you next week. That is the 182 Tater Williams, your second place finisher tonight. And now we will throw it down to Adam. You've got our winner, Dylan Perry.
That's right. Joined alongside Dylan Perry. And Dylan, really with about 7 laps remaining, you started to really make that run at Jacob last year. As much as you can remember, I know it's probably partly a blur. Take us through those moments.
Whenever I saw him and Tater racing, and he got out to the front, or got out front, I figured my work was going to be cut out, and then it looked like Tater bobbled a little bit, so I was able to throw a slider on him, get in front of him, and drive about as hard as I possibly could without just killing the whole entire decking, but try to knock what was left. I was trying to knock whatever I could to get up there to him, and we got just enough speed to get up there and put on a heck of a show.
A heck of a show indeed. And, Jacob talked about how there was a very fine line that you kind of had to tiptoe to kind of get some grip and have a chance to pass people. And did you kind of feel that? And how unpredictable, I guess you could say, was this track? I mean, it looked completely different from lap 1 to lap 50.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The track changed a lot throughout that race. The bottom it kind of came in and went away pretty quick, just at random times. So that contributed a lot to kind of what the track did. But overall, I mean, it was a handful from start to finish, and it was a blast, but it's good to catch our breath now at the end of it.
Absolutely. I know you had some good runs there, really trying to play catch-up with guys like Austin McGlowan and Aiden Young, but as you can see, it was kind of unforgiving. There were several cautions that came out there, and just knowing that track surface, did it surprise you at all that even with only 19 cars out there, was it a surprise that we had that many cautions?
It was a little bit, but on the other hand of it, I mean, we're carrying a bunch of speed, and usually on smaller tracks we have a little more time that we can get woed up or avoid something, but at a place like Bristol, I mean, it's Bristol, so you're wide open, and if something happens, it happens in a hurry. So that kind of contributed to it. I mean, one bobble, and that could be the difference between running good and having a bunch of tore up stuff.
Well, we've got one more race in March before heading to a little bit of a spring break. And before we let you go, likely we'll talk to you next week. But in case we do not, let us know some of these partners you want to give some love to.
First off, I got to thank all of y'all over at Extreme eSpeed TV. Y'all have been a tremendous help on broadcasting all this for us and just helping get our name out there. Everybody over at Coolray, I know this is their last year, so we're going to try to make it the best year possible. Everybody over at Rapid Race Graphics, Harrison Automotive, Chattanooga Valley, Newt's Lawn Care, Phantom Race Engines, Chip Bangers Racing, all those guys. I couldn't do it without them, and week in and week out, they keep me up front and we all try to stay as fast as we possibly can. Everybody over Bender and all them at B&B Custom Baits, Combs at Combs Cuts, DC and all them over at Goat Farm Policy, Piercefield Media Group, just everybody that helps me week in and week out do what I enjoy, what I love to do, and I just can't thank all y'all enough.
We appreciate it, Dylan. Once again, congrats. Thank you so much for the love, the shout-outs, and we look forward to talking to you again this year.
Hopefully there's many more.
So that's Dylan Perry, your winner here at Bristol in the Smoky Mountain Dirt National. As we move on, as mentioned, we have one more race next Wednesday night here on Extreme eSpeed TV. Before our spring break, make sure you tune in. Coverage will start about 8:10 at night next Wednesday. For Adam Johnson, I am Travis Piercefield. We appreciate you tuning in as always, and we look forward to seeing you again at a racetrack soon, race fans.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.